Welcome everybody. Here we've got an astute comedian from Sierra Leone who grew up in Australia and is a well-known comedian here in Australia, and is interested in bringing his heart to the world to see. His name is Chief Kosseh, and he's going to be giving us a bit of his biography.
Thank you. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
My name is Chief Kosseh Jr. I'm widely known as Chief Kosseh. I started comedy in 2014 through skits and vines.
My friend, have you heard about the African Comedy Festival in Perth?
In Perth?
In Perth!
It cannot be possible.
Boy, it's happening in Perth on the 7th of November 2014.
I got onto the stage professionally in 2014 at the Face of South Sudan. That performance basically set the foundations to where I am at the moment.
Chinamba, what are you doing?
Papa, I'm killing myself. I want to die.
So you want to die, Abby? Wait for me. Okay, kill yourself.
Papa! Papa, aren't you going to stop me?
I'm only here to watch you die. Because when they ask me how you die, I'll be able to explain.
So what is the comedy industry like in Western Australia for you?
It's beautiful, but then again, it's somewhat challenging. I think everything we do basically is challenging. And I think breaking the gap through comedy for being African is something that I find very challenging because there's not much of us doing. Like performing at certain places was just too challenging, but as time goes, I pretty much adapted to it.
Can you crack a joke for us now?
Sure, I can tell you one of my favorite jokes. It's just a joke that I created and that I said. Instead of encouraging terrorism, I'm discouraging terrorism. Terrorism. So I asked the crowd, has anyone seen an African terrorist? And most people say, no, they haven't. And I tell them why they have not seen an African terrorist. So basically, if you want to be a prolific terrorist, you need to have three things. First of all, you should be on time. Secondly, you shouldn't be afraid to die. And thirdly, you shouldn't ask too many questions, and Africans will do all that. You know what I mean? Let's say, imagine this was an African event, and a terrorist saw this flyer. It says it starts at 7:30. And he sets his bomb at 7:45, expecting all the Africans to be in here at 7:45. His bomb will go off at 7:45. All the Africans, including the promoter, will come at 10:30, like what the heck happened here? Yeah, so basically it's just time difference.
Oh yeah, me, they call me Commander Rumpelstiltskin. Me, I the beat people. I'm not the fair. No! I'm not afraid of anything. Just you.
Have you got any aspiration of going to Sierra Leone to encourage the comedians in Sierra Leone to keep working hard?
One of my favorite comedians that pretty much inspired me as a young child to do stand-up comedy is in Sierra Leone. He's known by the name called Sarah the Great. Comedy in Sierra Leone has really improved. Starting to watch comedy as a child, you know how those comedians dress with the ties, the chalks on their face, and I think people are literally moving away from that old school brand of comedy and they're doing the new school brand of comedy. I follow comedy a lot in Sierra Leone and it's improved, and I think in the near future I would like to go to Sierra Leone and encourage other comedians and work with other comedians there and do a show in Sierra Leone.
So what's your educational background like?
I recently graduated in international relations at Curtin University in my bachelor's, and I'm currently doing my master's in international relations.
We really appreciate you, and it's good having you with us. And I am Tony ETC, reporting for Undercurrent.